All right, guys, so today I'm going to show you a quick introduction to something called Emmet. So if you already know what Emmet is and you've been using it, then you don't really need to watch this video. But if you're new to HTML or CSS, this will really help you out. Like basically, the I'm like inherently lazy, and I think in some ways, in order to be a good programmer, you kind of have to have that like strive for efficiency because that's what programs really are. I mean, it's computers doing things automatically for us so that we don't have to do them, because it's just a repetitive process that can easily be done by a processor. So, anyway, without getting off topic too much, I'm just going to show you guys how to use this cool little extension slash language like helper thing. And I'll just jump right into it so you can see kind of how this works. But basically, it's like a shorthand hotkey type of thing to write out HTML code. So what sucks about HTML? Repetitive, like just nonsense BS stuff. Like, so first of all, I opened up Visual Studio Code, and you can either save .html file to get the editor to start properly interpreting the HTML and helping you out. Or you could go down here and click plain text and click HTML, which actually was up there. So now this is going to be seen by Visual Studio Code as a HTML file. Now, before I start, let me explain that this Emmet thing, it seems to be available in a lot of different editors now. So like I would see videos and they'd be like, get WebStorm in order to use Emmet, or get like Dreamweaver or something. And I've noticed that actually Emmet is used in most editors now. So look up Emmet, Emmet, and then your editor name on Google, and more than likely it's supported, or there's like an extension or something that will support it. So anyway, out of the box, I noticed that Visual Studio Code does support Emmet. So let's do some examples here. So let's say you're going to type a body tag. Well, you could type body like that, and then you can type in, P, and you could say some text, and then you could type. Now, a lot of times editors will do this where for the closing tag, if you just type slash, like you can just either hit tab and it will fill it in, or it will complete it for you. But like, let's say like you now want to make a list, like an unordered list. So you want to do UL, and then you have like 8 list items. Well, this is annoying because now you have to type li list 1 or list item 1 slash li, and then li again, and then list item 2 slash li, and it keeps going like that. So I just made a mistake, and like that drove me nuts about HTML, because I'm like, why do I have to keep fucking writing like this same crap over and over again, So that kind of irritated me. So then I realized you don't have to do really any of that anymore. All you got to do, so let's say I want an unordered list with like 8 items in it. This is what you do. You just type UL and then right arrow, or I guess you could say it's a greater than sign. So UL greater than LI. This tells the interpreter or the editor that you want to write a UL with an LI in there. Okay, you hit tab. Boom. So now you got a UL and an LI, and the cursor is inside of that LI. So you don't have to go and type all that out manually. So now I'll delete that. So now you want to do 8 of those. So you do UL greater than LI times, which is the star, the asterisk, 8. And then you hit tab. Boom. Check that out. Now you don't have to write all that crap. All you got to do is just fill it in. Okay. And what's neat is now let's say you want to do that with 8 A tags or links in there. Like as if you're going to make like a nav bar or something. Now you can do UL, LI, and then you can do A even. And you can do like times 8. Now I think that is going to do, let's see what happens here. See, what that'll do is that because we put li and then greater than and then a, times 8, what it actually did is it made 8 A's within one Li, which is what we don't want. So in order to fix this, you can do something like UL Li and then times 8 and then A. And now check this out. It'll make 8 LIs because we're saying Li times 8, and then it will put an A in every single one of them. That's what we want. So that is really powerful, you know, because now I have all these links set up, and it's very easy to make something like a nav bar on here. You know, I could just fill in these with whatever I want, and I mean, it just cuts down on the labor work, and it reduces your chances of getting carpal tunnel syndrome, really. So that is like the really basics of Emmet. Now, another thing you can do that's cool is you can just tab stuff in general. So, and you can add classes and IDs to things. So let's say I want to make a like a head tag, or no, let's say I want to make a header tag with ID header1. Well, I can do header, and then I can do pound header1 and tab. See? It just created a header tag with the ID of header1 filled in, and then it closed it for us, and then it has the cursor right where we need it. So that's really cool. Now, if you want to add a class to something, like let's say you're going to add a class to an image tag. Well, now you just do img dot whatever the class name is. So dot like portraits. I misspelled it. All right, there we go. And then tab. And then now, see, it adds, it's cool. It adds portraits to the class, creates a tag for you, and then it places your cursor in the SRC area, so that way you can specify your image link, just like you usually would. So it's cool because you can do all kinds of fun, powerful things with this, but even just what I showed you is very powerful. So any tag that you can make in HTML, you can do this with. So like a P tag, you could say P dot paragraph, boom, and then there you go. Now let's say you want to make a UL, you know, with LI times 8, boom, you can do that, boom. Okay, now you want to go down here and you want to make like an A tag with that's in class images, boom, you can, you know, times 3, boom, see, see, look at all this code I wrote in like 30 seconds. You know, so this is an introduction to Emmet, E-M-M-E-T. I'll probably put like a one of those annotations on the YouTube video, and also I'm going to link you up to the cheat sheet for this. So that way, because there's a bunch of stuff that I haven't explained here, you know, all the little details of this thing, but this was supposed to be an introductory video. So if you want to find out the rest of the stuff you can do with this, I'll link you up down in the description to the little cheat sheet that they have that will explain all the rest of the little shortcuts you can do. So this will save you a lot of time, and quite frankly, it makes HTML a lot more fun to write because otherwise you got to type all this crap out, and it just gets irritating. So I know Visual Studio Code features this. I know you can do this in WebStorm. I know you can do this in Dreamweaver, and I know you can do it in other programs too. So as I said, if you're not sure if your editor can do it, just try it. Just type in like a tag name and then hit tab, or type in like do something like A times 5 and then hit tab. And if that happens, then that means your editor can do it, or at least do some of the functions of this Emmet thing. So that's it for today. Simple introduction to Emmet, and I hope that if you didn't know about this, now you do, and it will make your life a lot easier as you're developing front-end stuff. So take care, guys.